A cemetery at State Hospital South has almost 1,000 graves without headstones, but something's being done to fix all that. Good evening. Thanks for watching tonight. I'm Todd Blackington. The bodies of hundreds, most of whom were mental patients, lay beneath an unmaintained field. Sounds like the beginning a little bit of a horror movie, but it was the reality in an area of town for far too long. Today they celebrated a major milestone on the path to restoring dignity to these sites. Phil Campbell's been following the story for over a year for us now. He's got more from State Hospital South in Blackfoot.
It was a day of celebration as State Hospital South officially dedicated their largest contribution of headstones to date.
Before last year, the cemetery is pretty well run down, and we just decided to renovate the entire place. We had a lot of community folks come in, and they donated a sign, they donated the cement and the benches here, so we have a nice little sitting area for family when they come to visit. They cut down a number of overgrown trees, and we just did a major cleanup, and that was our start of the campaign. And so the community is now aware that there's a cemetery here. I think before that there were lots of community members that weren't aware.
With the placement of the 30 new headstones, the total number of marked graves is now 48. It's a noticeable start, but they still have a long ways to go. In fact, there are 969 graves that are in need of a headstone. To reach their goal, the hospital will need the support from the community as they look to remember those who came before us.
This hospital was established in 1886, and many of the people that came to our hospital had a mental illness, but others that came had tuberculosis and other diseases back in the early 1800s. So they were oftentimes kind of left by their families, not to be reconnected again. And so what we're trying to do is help reconnect people to the community.
Among the hundreds of people still waiting for a proper memorial are a number of soldiers who fought to protect our freedoms overseas, but struggled to make the adjustment when they returned home.
Back in those days, we wouldn't have known about PTSD, and they might have been sent here for care and treatment. We currently have 3 known Civil War veterans buried in our cemetery. 2 have headstones, 1 we're still working on with the Veterans Association, but we anticipate that there may even be more.
If you would like to help with the cause, you can either call the hospital or send a tax-deductible donation to P.O. Box 400, Blackfoot, Idaho, 83221. Reporting from State Hospital South, Phil Campbell, KPVI News 6.
All right, thank you, Phil. The hospital has a record of those people who are buried in the cemetery, and they encourage people to call 785-8402 if you've got any questions about any of those.